Good morning. We are Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. Little Friday is here. Welcome to Thursday, May 30th, 2024. It's funny, when we get warm weather, which does not seem to last that long here in Michigan, when you wake up like a day today, you're like, whoa, it's cold. I almost wanted to grab my jacket. Like it was only like 46, so it's not frosty, but oh my gosh, it was freezing.
I guess I didn't realize it was that cold. My car said it was like 52 when I got in it, and I was like, it's just a regular morning.
Oh no, I was just walking in from the parking garage to here, I'm like, ugh. But then again, I'm also the guy that's wearing shorts and Crocs, so I guess anything's possible.
Well, yeah, when it's 40 degrees and you wear shorts, you probably will be cold, Joe.
Yeah, for sure, but it's nice to have a little change up there. How you doing this morning? Are you tired? Did you go to the Hozier concert last night? I got to go interview him. We're actually going to have some of that later on in the show. He's going to be part of Big Joe's Little Wins, where we share positive news and just little good things to celebrate in your life. He had something really cool, but I always thought he was a great artist, but holy cow, it's one of those things to see how passionate fans were. He had the entire Van Andel singing from the floor to the ceiling. It was beautiful, and vocally it sounded so awesome. If you went to the show, maybe you won tickets from us, love to hear about your experience. 616-600-0957. It's cool that we get to give away prizes like that.
Yep.
And then also, we have something we're doing throughout the show. We call it this week Play Along Prize. All you do is you listen to the Big Joe and Laura show and you win. This week, we got tickets for you to see Fortune Feimster going to be at Four Winds Casino coming up on Saturday, June 15th. So how do you do that? It's really easy.
Yeah, you just participate in the show. It's not just listening. You got to call us, DM us, voice memo us, or comment on social media. If we like your comment or thought the most, we'll give you the tickets. It's that simple. So participate. Anything you hear you want to be a part of, go ahead. DM us in the Mix 95.7 app.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
The 100 deadliest days for teenagers are happening right now in Michigan. According to AAA, the deadliest time of the year for teens to be behind the wheel is the 100 days between Memorial Day, which we just had, and Labor Day weekend. They say on average, 63 teens in Michigan are involved in fatal crashes every year. 23 of those 63, or about 40%, happen during these 100 deadliest days. So what can you do? Experts say the best thing to do is to once again talk to your teen drivers about making smart decisions and being safe behind the wheel.
And speaking of safety, we'll take anything we can to make sure people are staying safe, and this is super cool. The Barron County Parks and Recreation Commission will receive a new water device that will help keep swimmers safe on Lake Michigan over at Silver Beach County Park. It's called an Emily Water Rescue Device, and Emily, or EMILY, stands for Emergency Integrated Life-Saving Lanyard. So basically, it's like a remote-controlled device that can be sent out into rough water to bring somebody back. So it's almost like an automatic lasso. So I think this is so cool, and I think every beach should have one of these.
If I go out there, it's going to be like a tugboat for me or something pulling me back in. That is really cool, though. And for your final need-to-know news story, we're heading over to the east side of the state, to Washtenaw County, where a man was attending a virtual court hearing, and it was about his suspended driver's license. Well, in the Zoom call, guess what he's doing, Laura?
What?
Driving.
Oh, no.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. I'm parking right now.
This is a driver with a license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh,
That is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
He's suspended, and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
What a dummy.
Yeah, listen, I feel for you. Like, there's all kinds of circumstances going on, but can't you at least fake it? Like, get out of your car and pretend you're standing for 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's, again, stupidest human alive.
That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
I know a lot of people have said that they want things like Google Maps and stuff to be like, avoid sketchy area, but why doesn't Uber have that option? Hey, we're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, and on accident recently while traveling, I had the most terrifying and sketchy Uber experience of all time.
Oh, geez, what happened?
Well, it wasn't the Uber driver's fault per se. James and I were traveling for a concert. We were out of town in Atlanta, and we decided to go get some breakfast after the concert. Sorry, lunch, dinner, whatever meal happens at midnight.
Some good food.
Yeah, we had a long day. We knew not many places were open, and since we were in the South, we were like, oh, we could have Waffle House. Let's get Waffle House on the way back, which is the ultimate post-concert destination as far as I'm concerned. Now, I've lived in some major cities. I've lived in places that didn't have nice areas necessarily. And so I know there's places you should avoid, but most of the time, the Waffle House is always a safe haven in that spot. So we put in the Waffle House that was between the arena and our hotel, which was by the airport. We're like, okay, this one will be a great place to stop. We'll be able to get an Uber there. So first off, because we were leaving an area with a concert, the Uber was $90 to Waffle House.
Oh, God, that sounds about right, but that is insane.
Yeah.
It's more than probably a concert ticket.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And to be fully honest, it wasn't necessarily cheaper to go to the hotel or anything else. Like anywhere we would have gone was going to cost us $90. So we're like, you know what? If we're going to have to spend this much money to get out of here, the least we can do is get food on the way home. So we entered in. The guy picks us up. He didn't say anything to us the entire ride. Drives us there. And we pull into the Waffle House. Now, we notice it's not an exactly favorable area, but we don't think much of it. But then we look inside the Waffle House and we realize there's not a soul inside. The lights are on. There's no one working. There's no one sitting at the counter. The guy kicks us out the Uber and zooms off as fast as humanly possible. That's when the staff for the Waffle House rolled down the window of a car in the parking lot. And they're like, we closed. We're not going to be here. So, like, y'all, there's another Waffle House across the expressway. We're like, well, crap, our Uber driver just left. Like, can we walk there? And the lady's like, yeah, sure, no big deal. Maybe she could have walked there. We should not have been doing this because we're dressed like we're going to a Kenny Chesney concert. We're not supposed to be in this neighborhood. It's very obvious. So we start to walk our way across this expressway. We pass adult stores. We pass strip clubs. We pass all sorts of sketchy liquor stores, all these things. We finally get across the expressway to the other Waffle House. Thank God it is open, but it's carry out only.
That is not the same Waffle House experience.
No, and I didn't even know that was an option, but apparently in Atlanta specifically, they have those at after 11 o'clock. You cannot go inside. So they get our order. We get another Uber driver. He picks us up, and he's like, you should not be here. I cannot believe someone didn't warn you, whatever. And right as he's saying that, we haven't even left the parking lot of the Waffle House when a car zooms in at a high speed with 3 Georgia State police officers behind them. They get the megaphone out. They're yelling. There's clearly about to be something terrible happening, and we're trying to get out of there as fast as possible. So I know it's not the Uber driver's fault, but at the same time, you know we're tourists. You know we're leaving the area of a nice area. Shouldn't you be like, hey, I don't think you want to go to that Waffle House?
Yeah, it sounds like they just wanted your money and they didn't care.
No, we didn't care at all. And for that kind of money. So we didn't tip the guy because I'm like, no. You left me out high to dry to die. The least you could have done is like made sure that the Waffle House was open or anything because we would have given you more money to take us across the street.
I mean, as soon as he peeled out, you're like, okay, something's wrong here.
Red flags across the board. So I want to know, what is the sketchiest rideshare experience you've ever had? Give us a call, 616-600-0957. Again, that's 616-600-0957. Or send us a DM or voice memo inside the Mix 95.7 app.
Taking an Uber or a Lyft, any kind of ride share is a great thing, especially if you've been drinking or driving, or maybe you're just tired and shouldn't be behind the wheel. But Laura, I think what happened to you might make you question doing that ever again.
Yeah, hey, we're Big Joe and Laura at Mix 95.7, and recently my husband and I were traveling. We were in Atlanta. We were like, hey, let's get some Waffle House out after the concert, and it should have been fine. We go places all the time that we don't really know where they are, but long story short, the Uber driver dropped us off at a Waffle House that was not fully open in the middle of a place that we should not have been after dark, and then just abandoned us. We had to walk across an expressway, 8-lane expressway, by the way, to get to the other Waffle House, like a bridge over it.
I was going to say, please tell me you weren't playing like Frogger, the human version.
But it's still not fun because the bridge over it was still like a 5-lane, and there was no crosswalk. So we did have to play Frogger across that road to get to the Waffle House.
I would have been hit. Okay.
Yeah, it's a miracle we survived to make it back home. But I want to know, what is your craziest rideshare story? Stella and Waylon, what happened in your Uber?
My family members had an Uber driver that was like full of different stuffed animals from their childhood, and it was just like filled to the brim with the stuffed animals with the big glass balls like all over, and it was just really, really weird. And she didn't have any kids.
Oh my gosh, did that happen in Grand Rapids?
I think so.
Oh gosh.
She didn't have any kids.
They saw this, got in the vehicle, and stayed?
Yeah, I would have not opened the door.
Oh, yeah.
I would have walked away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's just like, I'm good. I'm going to walk.
I think I'll take the hit on my score. I'm canceling this ride. Sam in Holland, tell us your experience with the worst rider you've ever had as a drive share driver.
Well, since I run my own business, I take people to and from. Well, this one gentleman, he was distraught because his mom just passed away and he needed to leave. So he wanted to head back home.
Aww.
And he said he needed a ride to Detroit. And I said, not a problem. So I took him to Detroit, and almost to the end of our destination, he says he would like to thank me for everything that I did for him and to helping his mom out. And he would like to give me a tip. And I says, whatever you give me is fine. But I'm thinking dollar bills, that sort. Oh, no. The gentleman wanted to help relieve my tension. And I'm going to be honest with you. When he said that he wanted to, eat at the Y, I'm like, what?
I've never heard it referred to as that, but now I'm only using that terminology.
And he was like, yes, I'm really good at the taco taste. And I'm like, oh.
God. You know what? I understand you turning that down, but if I was driving, I got to be honest, that would probably be an acceptable form of payment.
I promise, Sam, I don't know what this guy looks like or anything in the situation, but it's never the person that you want to offer you that offers you that. Am I not wrong?
You are definitely not wrong. I'm going to tell you that whole ride was fine up into that point, and then it got awkward, and I'm right here going, okay, thanks. Nice knowing you type thing. I left.
I got to know, did you give him a ride back to Grand Rapids?
No. That's a big no. Never again.
Big Joe's Little Wins on Mix 95.7. We do it every weekday around 6:50. We celebrate the little wins in your life.
Yeah, and if you've got one, you can give us a call at 616-600-0957 or send us a DM inside the Mix 95.7 app.
Got to go yesterday to the Hozier concert and interview him and talk about his new tour and album. And the one cool thing is he actually had a little win too.
Does Hozier have a little win?
That's such a sweet idea. I do, I'm kind of... I'm gonna spend some time in Ireland soon. So I'm heading to New York, and then I got a week ahead of me in Ireland. It's my goddaughter's birthday. I just found out that I actually can make that, and it's a big deal. Like, I don't know, I just feel really happy that I'm gonna get to see my buddies soon. So, a lot of Irish friends. So yeah, there's that. I'll get to see my folks, and there's like, I think for me that's something that I'm looking forward to. It's something I'm excited about. The fact that I get to hang out with my bud soon and just chill out for a week. I got like a week off coming up, and like, that's a big deal.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was such a cool dude, and I love that he shared that. There's going to be more inside the Mix 95.7 app later with that interview, but you have a little win? Why don't you celebrate it with us? Give us a call, 616-600-0957, or inside the Mix 95.7 app. You can also call, you can also DM, or send us a voice message with your little win. You might be listening to the Big Joe and Laura show here on Mix 95.7 for the first time, and you hear my voice, you hear Laura's voice, like, well, they should be able to talk, right? They get paid to do this. And yeah, we do. But Laura, on behalf of the show, I apologize. I struggle with words, and it was embarrassing yesterday.
I'm not even going to point out the grammatical error you just had in the sentence you said, but go ahead. Tell me about the words. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Keep going. What words do you not say right, Joe?
Okay, well, let me just play the audio. We were recording this yesterday for the show, and I struggled to say this word, and we want to know, what do you struggle to say? 616-600-0957. This is when he was sentenced for his 1,000th. That's going to be a word I can't say today. This is when he was sentenced for the 1,000th time. How do you say 1,000th?
1,000th.
This is when he was arrested for 1,000th time. I can't. This is when he was arrested for the 1,000th. How do you say it?
1,000th.
1,000th?
1,000th.
1,000ths.
No.
I'm not trying to.
Do you not know how to say thith? Like the 20th?
20th?
So
40th?
say 1,000th.
1,000th. Yeah. So that's what you're getting. You get to hear this every day for free. Congrats.
That's why we sometimes record things ahead of time, because not all the things are always on the rail. So we want to know, and obviously we will not laugh at you too hard because we're children and we laugh at everything.
With you.
What word can you not pronounce? Give us a call, 616-600-0957, or send us a voice memo or DM in the Mix 95.7 app. I don't currently have a word I can't say because I am the type of person that cannot stand being bad at things. So I beat myself out of this over taking classes and things in college. But for most of my life growing up, I could not say the word specific. Couldn't say it. It drove me crazy. Anytime somebody would say something like, hey, do you know where that specific location is? Or if I had to say something, I would say suspific. And
Suspific,
so
okay.
Suspific was the only way it would come out for me, like Pacific, but suspific.
That is so, like, speech-wise is so interesting to me. I remember, like, I struggled in school. I had to do, like, speech therapy. Not for 1,000. Okay.
Don't try to say it anymore.
Should I just quit? Okay.
Yeah, give that one up. That one's not for you.
Can you be part of the show? Can you just throw out the number? I don't even know if I can do that right anymore.
Yeah, listen, there is 1,000 almost in it. So 616-600-0957. What word do you struggle to say? Come in and join us. We're Big Joe and Laura at Mix 95.7.
Thanks for waking up the Big Joe and Laura show here on Mix 95.7. Why can I say that with no problem?
Well, that's because you say that all the time. However, one word you don't say all of the time, you struggle with. And for those who missed it, go ahead and say it for us, Joe.
Okay, it's a number. Like, if you have one of them, it's 1,000th.
1,000th.
I start to, like, I was thinking of this as I was saying it, my teeth start to bite my tongue. For whatever reason, like, my mouth closes. I don't know why.
Open your mouth. 1,000th.
Thousandth.
1,000th.
It just, I can't. We're going to be here all day. The show only goes till 10.
We got 2 more hours. You can figure it out, buddy. No, but we're asking you.
Thanks. Keep on going. You're doing
Keep
great.
going. You're doing great. We got 2 hours to fill. Now, we want to know, what word do you struggle with saying? No shame. No. Maybe we can help you work through it. 616-600-0957.
Jessica in Lakeview, what word do you struggle to say?
I have to slow down to say it or I can't say it. Legible.
Legible. Okay, so wait. If you say it quickly, what's it sound like?
Legible. Well,
sounds like you got marbles in your mouth. I'm not even trying to be a jerk.
It does. It's that I struggle with that word and I don't know why.
That's okay. It's not a word you thankfully have to say very often.
Now, hold on. This is another word, though, if you missed it. My word, and I want to see if you could say it as well, is like when you have 1,000 of something, like you have 1,000th. Oh, God, I can't do the.
Let me do it. It's 1,000th. Joe can't say the 1,000th of something.
Can you?
Yeah, it's the thousandth of something.
There you
No.
go. No,
she
said
did
it.
just like I did.
No, she didn't.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for sharing yours. It sounds like I'm not the only person in West Michigan that struggles with saying some basic words.
No, I know a lot of people struggle with aluminum as well, but...
What word?
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Yeah, that one messes some people up. I've never seen why it does. But
Can you say it?
Yeah, aluminum.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if you're sneaking on by talking around it.
No, I had one word I was bad at and I fixed it. I don't live my life this way, guys. Felipe in Grand Rapids, what word do you struggle with?
Inedible.
Like inedible, like something is not edible?
Yeah, inedible.
I'm not laughing at you. Hold on, let's see.
He's definitely laughing at you.
Like if you can't eat something, Felipe, it's inedible. Okay, well that's because I eat food all the time. Nothing's inedible to me. That's an easy one.
It's the one where it's gonna happen regardless. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Oh, inevitable. Oh my God, I'm like inedible, like food. He's saying inevitable, like it's going to happen.
Inevitably, we can't say this word.
See what I mean? You can't even say it either.
This is such a thing we didn't think about. Like, hey, will you share your word you can't say with us? And then we have to figure out what the word is. I don't know if this was a great idea.
Hey, Felipe, thanks so much, man, for being part of the show.
No, thank you guys. I love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we get paid to talk for a living. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, but that doesn't mean we don't have some words that we struggle with saying. We want to hear from you. What word do you struggle to say? 616-600-0957 to be part of the show. Shauna in Allendale, what word do you struggle to say?
Lots of them.
Okay, can you maybe narrow it down to like one of them?
The specifically.
So you have the same word I have that I can't say.
Yeah.
I said it's specific for so long. Everything was specifically, and it would drive me up the wall trying to say it. So I feel better knowing that I'm not the only one that had this problem.
Laura, you and Shauna both have the same word, but obviously different ways struggling to say it. How did you learn to correct it? Do you have any advice you could try?
I'm an insane person. I said it over and over until I said it right. So I just sat there over and over, specific, until finally I could say it without thinking twice about it. That's a method they teach you if you ever do like a voice and diction class or anything like that. But yeah, no, I just said it over and over and over, and eventually I kind of broke myself of it, but it took a long time to do so don't feel bad, Shauna.
You know what, Shauna, why don't you try what Laura said? I bet it'll work.
Say specific over and over and over.
Specific. Say it with me. Specific. See, look, Shauna, you already get it.
Yeah, you got it. You're cured. All
You're
right,
cured.
perfect.
Way to go.
Wow.
Hey, Shauna, thank you so much for being part of the show this morning.
Have a great rest of your day. Ty in Comstock Park, what word can you not say?
Well, it's my daughter. She has trouble saying technical difficulties.
Oh, no. How did you learn this?
Just in conversation with her when she was a little younger, and it's stuck with her.
What does she say instead of technical difficulties?
Well, she is here, so she's going to say it for you.
All right, go ahead. What's your name?
Peyton.
How do you say technical difficulties?
Technical difficulties.
Hey, you know what? We've all been there. And working in radio, there's plenty of those.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think honestly that's what they feel like when they're happening. So I feel like you're closer than we are with it.
Hey, you know what, Peyton? I think this is going to be helping out. Can you do Laura and I a favor? We can use this later on because we have tons of technical difficulties around here, mainly me messing up hitting buttons. Can you say this for me? The Big Joe and Laura show is experiencing technical difficulties.
The Big Joe and Laura show is experiencing technical difficulties.
You did it!
Yay!
Way to go, Peyton! Woo!
Hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much for calling in and being part of the show.
Great morning.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey, Hector, man, thanks for hanging on. What is the one word that you struggle to say?
Oh, Jesus. Aurora.
Aurora, like the place in Colorado or like the thing in the sky?
And then next door we had a neighbor and her name was Aurora and we call her Rhoda. Like, I'm not doing that.
Like Rhoda Rooter?
You're like, we're not doing this. I'm not participating.
He said it one time. He's like, no, your name's Rhoda. Sorry.
We're playing along with your name. What's going on?
Hector in Grand Rapids, man, we love you so much. Thanks for always making us laugh and being part of the show.
My pleasure. Thank you,
We
guys.
love you. Talk to you soon, buddy. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Great news! Grand Rapids will open its public pools and splash pads next week. The 3 pools and 15 splash pads are going to open on June 7th and remain open until August 17th. That's the pools. And the splash pads are going to close on September 8th. Details about this awesome news inside the Mix 95.7 app.
Have you heard of this term yet? It's called caffeine delay, and it's the idea that it's better to wait an hour or two before your first cup of coffee. According to experts, you only want to limit yourself to 1 cup of coffee a day, and you're supposed to wait an hour for it because caffeine kind of works by binding to these receptors in your brain, and it breaks down a chemical called adenosine. Basically, your adenosine levels are at their lowest right when you wake up, so there's nothing for the coffee to bind to. So if you drink your coffee later, you have a little bit more of that in your system, you'll actually do better, and you're a lot less likely to crash later in the day. So if you're one of those people who prides yourself on drinking a pot of coffee, you're actually only making your own life worse.
I've heard about this, and I've tried it where I had coffee at 8 or 9 o'clock. Laura, I don't think that works for me.
I actually do this anyway by default just because I don't have time to drink caffeine for the first hour to 2 hours I'm awake. So I think it works best, and I even would recommend detoxing off of caffeine occasionally and coming back around. It sucks to detox, but when you come back around, it's so much more effective, and you feel so much less crappy, and I cannot recommend it enough.
Hey, if you try that, go ahead and let us know. Send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app. Maybe we can all do that. And for your final Need to Know news story, we head to New Hampshire, where firefighters saved a skydiver, Laura. He got stuck in a tree on his way down landing.
I was out at a distance where I couldn't make it back, so I decided I'm going to have to land somewhere else. I was expecting the canopy to, dive a little bit more, get lower, and it just was not. It was pushing me. I was like, I might be going in these trees, so I was like, let me brace for landing, and I just hugged the tree, and I stayed there. No matter what I'm going through, I like to stay positive thoughts, make a little joke here and there, because I'm good, I'm alive, so I'm thankful to be alive.
Oh, Oh, gosh. What a nightmare.
Yeah, I love the guy's positive attitude because I'd already be afraid to skydive, but then I hit the tree. That's scary. But then I'm just hanging there. I'd still have a fear of heights. I'm like, help!
Yeah, no, this is exactly why I have no interest in skydiving.
That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
She's been playing Laura Can't Lose for 7 days, but who's keeping track? Let's welcome back from Grand Rapids, Tina.
Welcome back, Tina.
Hello.
I feel like she should be pulling a salary at this point. She's been here so long. I mean, she could with the $55 at the Michigan lottery tickets she might beat me for today.
I'm wondering, you said you're a teacher, Tina. When's school get out?
May 31.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow.
Good.
Great. All right. Well, let's see if we can get you out before school is.
That would be amazing.
All right. Good luck.
Go ahead and kick Laura out of the studio so we can play.
All right. See you later.
Adios.
Okay. Question number 1 will happen when that door closes. There we go. What was the name of the writing system used by the ancient Egyptians?
Hieroglyphics?
Question 2. What does the K in K-pop stand for?
Korean?
Question 3. Who wrote the Harry Potter book series?
J.K. Rowling?
Question number 4. What is the capital of Russia?
Oh, Moscow?
Question 5. What is the hardest mineral in the world?
Diamond.
Okay, we're going to bring Laura in.
Laura! La 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 Laura!
Here's my breakfast. Come on.
Jeez, look at you.
I know, it's my snack.
Okay, well, I'm trying not to laugh.
Come on. It's another 5.
Yeah, Tina went 5 for 5 today.
I'm so screwed. Okay, let's go.
Get this girl a Subway endorsement. Okay, Laura, don't miss them, and you have a chance to tie.
Oh, good.
Question 1, what was the name of the writing system used by the ancient Egyptians?
Hieroglyphics.
Correct, 1-1. Question 2, what does the K in K-pop stand for?
Korean.
Correct, 2-2. Going to question 3, who wrote the Harry Potter book series?
J.K. Rowling's.
That is correct, 3-3. Going into question 4, what is the capital of Russia?
Moscow?
That is correct, 4-4.
Thank God that's the only place in Russia I know that exists, other than like maybe St. Petersburg.
I thought that was in Florida.
I think that's there too.
Question 5, what is the hardest mineral in the world?
Diamond?
Wow. All right.
My God.
Looks like we might be going to summer school if this keeps up. We got another 5-5 tie. Tina, you're coming back for your 8th day tomorrow, also your last day of school, and I believe you're going to be going for $60.
Okay, and 8 is my lucky number, and it's the last day of school, so maybe it'll be my day.
I'm so in trouble. All right, we'll be back tomorrow to see how this goes.
All right.
Okay, so let me just say this. I do love my wife, and I appreciate her so much, but you know what? Sometimes I don't think she makes the right decisions, especially for our family. She doesn't want us to have nice things. Our neighbor, Laura, the other night, it was like 9 o'clock, 9:30, just got dark, and they put their leather couch out on the curb for trash pickup. What happens after that? Well, I say, hey, babe, let's go grab that couch. That looks awesome. A leather couch? We don't have that. That's pretty nice. And she's like, no, you're gross. That's disgusting. So guess what happens? Less than 5 minutes after we have this conversation, I get shut down, said no. Somebody else walks by and takes it in like 3 pieces and it's gone.
Good. That A, it's not an eyesore on your street anymore, and B, you're not going to get bed bugs, you weirdo. Why would you take someone's furniture off a curb? Do you not know about bed bugs? Has anyone told you about them?
That's a couch. It's not a bed. That's not a bed.
They go in all furniture, Joe. It's not just beds. It's any piece of furniture that could be out there could be infested with bed bugs. lice, anything like that. Like, you are an insane person if you're willing to take furniture off a curb. I'll give you my example of taking free furniture. It wasn't even off a curb. It was on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was trying to do me a favor. My ex dumped me, and I had to get a new apartment. I didn't have a couch, so I was sitting on the floor for like 3 or 4 months, and one of my friends was like, hey, I've got a truck. I'll do you a favor. I saw this free couch on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to go get it for you. Bring it over here, and you'll have a couch. And I was like, wow, what a nice thing for you to do for me. I would have never thought to ask for this or think of this. And so this guy brings his couch over. I'm in a 3rd floor apartment, so he moves it up. So I'm stuck with it. It's in my apartment. It is not leaving. And it smelled like someone died on it. It was the most, I swear, some 500-pound person who had never worn a shirt and just ate pork rinds every day sat on that couch and soaked their sweat and gross and nasty into it. I took bleach to it. I took baking soda, anything humanly possible. 7 bottles of Febreze were sprayed into this couch, Joe. It never got better. And eventually I moved out of the apartment. I just kept putting blankets on it just to try to stifle the smell because I couldn't get it out because it was just me. So eventually I finally gave up, and I just I abandoned it in my apartment when I moved out. I don't think they ever charged me a cleaning fee or anything, thank God, because it was an absolute dumpster.
They just
of
thought you
apartment.
stunk really bad.
I don't care. I don't care what they thought of me. I didn't care. I will never take a free piece of furniture for someone I don't personally know ever again after that. You're insane.
I understand a mattress or something that's gross, but this couch is different than yours. It sounds like this one's leather. So if
it was leather. The one I had was leather. That's my whole point. You think it's going to be nicer. It is not.
Does anybody else actually agree with me? Or are you on my wife's side, on Laura's side, that it's gross to pick up something like that from the curb? You don't touch that.
616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM inside the Mix 95.7 app. Are you taking furniture off the curb? We're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7.
More from Big Joe and Laura next. And here's what's happening on Mix 95.7.
And don't forget, hanging out with us and being a part of the show gets you rewarded now. We've got what's called Big Joe and Laura's Play Along Prize. If you give us a good answer, whether it's a little win for what we do at 6:45 or an answer to something like we just asked, we could hook you up with tickets to awesome events. And this week's Play Along Prize is tickets to see Fortune Feimster at Four Winds Casino coming up on Saturday, June 15th. So,
I bet she would take a couch if in good condition.
I've met Fortune. She is not gross and nasty you are. Gross and nasty. So anyway, play along with us. 616-600-0957.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids' best mix. My wife, Lindsay, said, for better or worse, and that she loves me, but when there's a great deal on a used, or I guess new to us, leather couch outside on the curb, she said, we're not bringing that into our house.
Because she has common sense, insanity. Anyone who has ever brought anything from inside, stupidly probably understands that they're full of bugs, they're full of germs, they're full of God knows what it could be inside of it. That's why it's on the curb and not being resold on Facebook or given to a family member. You cannot trust that outdoor furniture.
I put good stuff out all the time that I just don't want anymore.
What? What have you put out on your curb that you would give to me if that were the case?
I put out some like chicken wire or wire you put around like if you had a garden to keep like bunnies out.
Okay, I mean, that's not a thing that can really... That stays outside, so that's fine. If you want to take an outside thing and keep it outside, I'm not going to fight you on that. But to take an outside or inside thing, put it outside, and then bring it back inside, you are asking for problems.
Okay. 616-600-0957. Curious to know what you think about this.
This is Porta Potty Drew from Fruitport.
Hey, Porta Potty Drew, please tell me that you're going to talk some sense into Joe and you're not telling him that it's okay to take this creepy couch off the curb.
I am 100% on Joe's side.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, well, you clean porta potties, though, Drew. You probably have a higher tolerance for gross things than anybody else does.
That's very true, but we've gone through several couches and chairs and everything. We just shampoo them and we call them good.
So wait, how do you shampoo a leather couch?
Well, I've never gotten a leather couch. I can't go that far, but it was just like normal fabric and stuff. We just, we clean it up and it's worked out good for us for several years.
Ooh, you were playing with fire, my friend, but I appreciate your bravery nonetheless. Thank you for calling, Drew. We love you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye, guys.
Hey, Jody in Grand Rapids. Are you taking this piece of furniture off the curb or are you a sane person?
Oh God, no! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Thank you. Thank you.
I grabbed some, and this was like wooden furniture with some end tables, and it was from inside an apartment, and there were cockroaches.
Yep.
And I brought these tables inside of my apartment to refinish them, and there were cockroaches in them.
So now you had cockroaches.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I won't ever touch furniture that's been abandoned.
Yeah,
It's just not a good idea.
And no disrespect to these businesses if you work at one or whatever, but like I had a friend that worked at a rent-a-center, and he said that people would return couches and they'd be full of cockroaches. So I'm not even buying secondhand furniture. Like, no, thank you. Have a good life.
I don't
This is the
even-
one time I don't thrift.
And let's not even think of it like we could even think beyond the bugs and what else might be on that couch that we don't want to think about.
Bodily fluids.
Leather? No.
Stop. You
No.
two.
Oh my God. No. Sorry.
Jody, thank you for being
Thank
a
you.
voice of reason. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Have a great
Bye.
morning.
Thank you for hanging on. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Tammy, and I'm calling from Ionia.
All right, Tammy and Ionia, what do you think? Do you take the couch off the curb or do you leave it alone?
Yeah, leave it alone.
Thank you.
I had a friend who was looking to do her apartment, and I say not only on the side of the road, but garage sales. She grabbed a microwave and took it home, and it had cockroaches coming out of the back of it.
Second thing that is full of roaches. This is my point, Joe. There are bugs and things outside. Do not take them inside.
50-50, baby. It's a coin flip.
No, it is not.
Yeah, so you just got to be careful of things that you pick up, even at thrift stores, garage sales, that you're going to take in your home that bugs or anything can get into.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point. I'm not going to deny that happens. I just feel like, Laura, if I would have given it a good shake and I would have looked at it, maybe kept it out, during the day so I could really examine it.
So more bugs could climb into it while you're not paying attention?
Well, I mean, there are some ants nearby.
Oh, my God, Joe. This is why we can't have nice things.